KOS-MOS Obey Stray Physical Multiple Operation System.
Welcome back to Bad Anime Decisions. I'm your host Fuyu, back again for another anime figure unboxing and review. Today we have KOS-MOS Refrain from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Well, the Refrain version is from that game, but I've been a fan of her for way longer than that. KOS-MOS was originally the star of her own series, Xenosaga, which is one of my most loved things ever, so of course I had to get her. We have Xenoblade 2, but I don't have her in-game yet, so I'll be talking about her more from the point of view as a Xenosaga fan. Let's open her up and see what's inside. The pose is relatively simple, but it's very fitting for her personality. She is all business. Her legs are splayed out ready to support all the weight of her dual ether cannons. Her hair flows around her like she just turned her head real quick and is about to engage the next target. The way the pearly metallic hair gradually transitions into transparency towards the tip is also a nice touch. While we are here, let's take a look at the rest of her head. Covering her forehead and wrapping around to the back is her signature visor. It has a nice factory fresh paint job with her name and the Vector Industries logo cleanly printed on it. The name is so sharply printed it's amazing. You can see some extra details under the red translucent parts, which is also nice. This figure comes with an alternate visor that can be swapped in, which covers part of her face. This is how you first meet her in Xenosaga, and so that image of her has always stuck in my mind. In this configuration, we can see the lens has been revealed. It looks like she is about to initiate the Hilbert effect, though I guess it has a different function in Xenoblade 2. Either way, the lens looks great. I really like how you can see the inner workings of the lens under the translucent blue molding, and the metallic finish behind the lens reflects light wonderfully. Her face and neutral expression are on point, and the high glossiness of her eyes further sells the android look. It's almost doll-like. Though it isn't necessary, I do wish she came with an alternate face, featuring her blue-eyed version with a softer expression. I'm not going to subtract any points or anything though. The rest of her body is also wonderfully sculpted. She doesn't have much skin showing, but where it does, it counts. Her shoulder is amazingly well done. The shaping of her right shoulder especially evokes a sense of power. The arch of the back is also wonderful. There are lots of details on the spine between the spikes and all the plating, and kinda makes me think of the vessels of anima. The abs are also incredible. The abs are a very prominent part of version 1's design, so it's nice to see them updated so well. I just want to lie my head on her abs while she uses her X-Buster.
What the fuck, mate?
I really love the paintwork overall. The red accents look striking against KOS-MOS' mainly white color scheme. The pearly and glossy paint job of the metallic and composite parts contrasts nicely with the matte finish of the skin and fabric. Even with the abundance of white, the different finishes amplify the visual variety. The skirt and especially the chest area show this off nicely. The fabric part on the upper half of her chest looks like they could unfold to reveal her face transfer cannon. While we are here, we can see the most extreme example of printing on the figure. You can see her name printed in several places, like on her thighs and on the sides of her visor. The text is fairly easy to read in these areas, and it's easy to see how sharp the printing is, but the chest is something else. It's very tiny and hard to see by eye, but when magnified it's clear the text is still legible. Wow! Unnecessarily detailed, but wow. I'm not sure what the text under her name says, but I think it's probably because it's like in Hebrew or something. Perhaps the most eye-catching aspect of this figure is her dual ether cannons. When I think of KOS-MOS fighting, I immediately think of her wielding one or both of her FG shot Gatling guns. These Zohar cannons are obviously not the same, but evoke a similar feel. The metallic paint all over are so shiny. The blue accents, like the rest of them on KOS-MOS herself, feature gradient painting to create the impression of luminosity. The numerous panel lines are not actually painted in, but many are scribed deeply enough to catch a good amount of shadow to make them really stand out. With all that heavy equipment she's packing, KOS-MOS needs a solid base. Thankfully, she is secured at both feet and her weight balance is excellent. There is relatively little vibration when moving her, and it's mostly noticeable towards her extremities at the ends of the cannons. Design-wise, the base has a fairly unique, geometrical shape with patterns and the Xenoblade 2 logo molded into it. It's made of translucent plastic and lets some light through. It would have been a little nicer if the trace patterns and the logo were painted in though. One of the more odd things about this figure is the sense of scale. When I first took her out, I actually thought she was a little bit small. I thought I was misremembering or something, so I had to check the box, and yeah, she really was supposed to be 1/7 scale. The funny thing is that we've been getting a lot of 1/7 scale figures lately, so when you put her next to everyone else, it becomes quite obvious how weird she looks. She's not super short or anything, but she looks a bit tiny compared to, say, the small Roman Empress. Next to the other Xenoblade characters, she looks less out of place, which I guess highlights the weirdness of anime proportions. Oh yeah, speaking of which, please subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when those and other upcoming videos are released. So was this a bad anime decision? As mentioned, I wanted my own KOS-MOS for a while. I've seen a bunch of figures come and go over the years, and I can definitely say this is one of the best. Not actually having any of the other figures, I can't do any direct comparisons, but I can safely say this is no mok-kos.
There's no mok-kos, girl. No mok-kos!
Overall, the figure is fantastic. The extra parts I mentioned earlier could potentially make the figure even better, but even as is, she is great. The scale is a bit weird, but I guess that's the price of moe faces. This makes me wish they would release a Telos figure to go with her. Please like and subscribe if you found this video entertaining. What did you guys think of KOS-MOS? Do you want to put your head between her thighs as much as I do? Leave your comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say.
This bitch was a mistake.
The abs are a very prominent part of version 1's design, so it's nice to see them updated so well. I want Why do I have to record this? Damn it for you. Do you want to put your head between her thighs?
Yeah, no one to blame but yourself.